these course schedules are too difficult to use. I mean, the information's there, but it's not presented well at all. No matter where you go to school, you get one of these. And usually, they're not easy for you to use. A student who looks at this, especially in the first week, is going to be very confused. Let's fix that. I don't want that for you. Let's make a weekly schedule that helps you. Something that you can make now, work it out, and then you can use that form confidently in the first busy week of classes. Cool? Don't think it'll take very long. Let's get started. The first step is to extract the good stuff. Here I have several schedules as issued by the school for some second-year engineering students. The information that you need for the purposes of making a schedule are the numbers and course titles, the days when the courses meet, the time at which they meet, and the places where they meet. There's other information here, like the instructors' names. Notice also the syllabus, whether it's available or not yet. That's important stuff, but that's for another snack. Right now, we'll look at the course numbers or names, the days, the times, and the location. That's what we need for a good weekly schedule. The second step is to choose the format for your useful weekly schedule and think about how you're going to construct it. How do you see a week? Do you see it as a grid, like in a calendar? Or do you see it as a long scroll, like a movie? Do you see it one day at a time? Or do you see it in clumps of 5 and 2? Or all 7 together? If I ask you, how is your typical week looking? What do you see in your mind's eye? That's the format for you. The second part of this is to consider, how are you going to make it? This is primarily about your comfort level with different tools. Are you going to make it by hand, on a card, on a piece of paper, on a grid? Are you going to find a template online? Are you going to use something like a spreadsheet? Whatever you can easily use is fine. Don't get all precious. Don't get hung up or stuck on this choice. Just make a choice and push through to a finished product. Remember that done is much better than perfect. That's a good lesson for every engineer. The third step is to actually create your form and then transfer the important information from the schedule that you got from your school into your form. Take one chunk at a time, one course, and put it into the form that makes sense to you. Then, if you know other things that you've got to do every week, maybe you have a church commitment or a club, maybe you're on a team or in a band, fold those onto that same format so that you start to build a view of your typical week, a view that works for you. Check your work, and then you're done. You've got something that will really help you. Take some time to admire it. Share it with somebody who might say nice things about it. And especially compare that to your official school-issued weekly schedule. Which one's going to be better for you? Which one will be easier to use? let's look at some examples. I got some typical schedules for second-year engineering students and took those schedules and changed them into a more useful format. Here's the first one. This is Robin. Robin is taking statics and Calc 2, materials, and physics. And Robin sees the week as a grid with 7 days and some time. And so Robin used a spreadsheet as a way of organizing this information. And so the days are across, sometimes are down, and then line by line, Robin transferred the information for each course into appropriate blocks. Now, something about spreadsheets and about this in general, you don't need to be super precise about time and position. Yes, the class begins at a particular time and it ends at a particular time, but you don't have to draw your blocks if you're using this kind of format exactly so, because you can add the actual details into the block. So physics goes until 12:30 on Tuesday, and then ME 241, the materials of manufacturing lab, starts at 12:45. What other choices were made here? Choices about using colors. Each class is a different color, and the lab that's associated with that class has the same color as the class. Notice that Robin has 2 lab courses. That's going to be a challenge this semester. Also, Robin has some tight times. Robin also has some nice chunks in the schedule. I'm a big fan of the grid format because you can see things like that. And notice that Robin does have an 8 a.m. class. Also notice in the schedule that there's this cryptic note that meeting times include lecture and recitation as set by the instructor for Calculus 2, which does not have a syllabus posted yet. So that might be something that Robin needs to look into. Another example. Here is Sam. Sam's taking chemistry that has a lab, and statics, intro to literature, and calculus. Sam sees the week as a scroll and separates out the main part, the weekdays from the weekend days. And so Sam took each course and got the information that matters, basically the time and the place and the name of the course, and gradually put it into a single text document using a regular word processing form and came up with a simple little diagram. I am not a fan of this, but if you see the week that way, go for it. It's certainly very concise, and actually, since I was being Sam, this took me less time than I thought it would. Tight spots don't jump out quite as easily this way. I suppose you could color code the words, and that might help you see the rhythm of things. But it's a way. So that's Sam's schedule. And the last one is Terry. Terry has this schedule. Terry's taking computer science and English 100, intro to college writing, calculus. I think Terry is in the same calculus class as either Robin or Sam. University physics, which also has a lab. And here's Terry's schedule. It's on an index card. I'm a big fan of index cards. And it just got laid out with the whole 7 days and some rough blocks. Physics happens almost every morning. Calculus happens almost every afternoon. And on the first incidence of each one of these, we've got the locations. We've got color coding to indicate related classes. And this is a very compact schedule. Things begin at 8, but the class day, not the study day, but the class day is over by 3 in the afternoon. Notice that Terry uses 24-hour designations for time. Real smart move, removes ambiguities. So that's another way. Hand-drawn, not terribly difficult, and pretty rugged, easy to tuck into a pocket, easy to remake if things change. Now you might wonder, is this just to make the thing? No, it's not just to make the thing. It's also changing things in your brain, because when we process information from outside ourselves into our eyes, our brains, our hands, and we actually make something, we make something new, then we start to get knowledge. You will notice all kinds of things about your schedule that are important for you to know, and you'll notice them now, not when classes have already begun. So this is really a good task to do now. Warning, things may change. Remember I said don't be too precious, don't get too precise. Things may change. You might change your mind about a course. You might find out that the location has changed, or even the instructor has changed. The school might change their mind about offering the course, and you might have to find something different. That's okay. That's okay. You've made it once, you can make a new version. Not a problem. You've got the skills. So that's the picnic snack for today. You don't have to put up with the form of your weekly schedule that your school might issue. You can make your very own. Something that works for you. Something handmade, or something that uses a spreadsheet, or something that's even just a scroll of time. By processing that information through your brain and your hands into something tangible, you will learn it better. And that learning, that knowledge will pay off in the busy first week of class. So let's pack up our goodies, take our picnic basket home, come back tomorrow for another snack.